It's week 3 of the National Football League, and we've got the Dolphins' versatile running back. He comes into this one second in the league in rushing with an eye on becoming number 1. It's the Dolphins and the Giants, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
The season's still just getting started. We're off in week 3. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So out come the Giants. Their first drive of the game coming up. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
Katie certainly produced a lot of highlights last week, but he gave the defense a couple as well on those interceptions. And I don't care how many touchdowns as a quarterback you throw in a game, you turn it over a couple times at a loss, put your defense out there a few more times, those moments you remember. And what should really be driving him to get the win this week.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Chubb. And he... for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Escapes the pocket. Ooh, look at this. Here he goes. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing he woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
On 3rd down, they'll go with Chubb. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
So on 4th down, it's Ryan Wright out to punt it away. Coming off a busy week, 5 punts in the loss, and he sends this one away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. Bringing them out to the 2nd overall pick back in 2015 out of Oregon, Marcus Mariota.
And they did get that win last week, but instead of being a player you win because of, this quarterback was a player they won in spite of. A lot of issues taking care of the football that canceled out, really, the good he did on the field. He knows they were fortunate to get the dub and carry some momentum into this week, and you know he wants to play better.
We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 27. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
To the air, 3rd and long. Stuffed off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Pushing the pace right away to start the game. They're going for this. He beams one deep right side. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They are running from the gun with Chubb. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Dolphins' 37-yard line.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Brought in by Jake Ferguson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That one goes for 25 yards. And now they have a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Flushed down out to his left. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Chubb. And he's in for the touchdown. The Giants take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Giants will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So Miami headed out for its 2nd drive of the game. And they sure surprised us, going for 2 in that spot on their last drive. Not sure we're going to see that call come out here again. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Mariota. Got Everett, and it's complete. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
And defenders are there to get him at the line. Nate Hobbs in on that stop. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Left side gets it out quick, and it's caught. Oh, what a stiff arm. They strike for 23 yards. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down. Back to throw, Mariota. Setting up the screen. And they had that one contained right at the line. Brought down by Reek Woolen. Upping the tempo with some hurry-up offense. 2nd and 10 now. Complete out to the right. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. A quick throw completed out to the left. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Now Mariota. And this is going to be a Miami touchdown. The Dolphins reach pay dirt for the 1st time this game. Now they'll try to knock the extra point through. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins tie this game 7-7. The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. And this drive will start inside the 25. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. First down throw, Mahomes. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. This is on target to Christian Watson. And he crosses his sideline a yard or two beyond, it looks like the 30.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Chum going for the marker. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. 20, 15. He does it. Touchdown, New York. The Giants break the tie here in the first. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. Point after up and good from Boswell. And the Giants take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Now Boswell on to send this away. Return coming from the 6. Finds some space, he's past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. Miami set to take over once again on offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Back to throw, Mariota. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Another carry for him. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it'll be first down, Miami. Mariota. Cut for big yards on the right side. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. And with a half a football left to play, we can see already how close he is to that 100-yard mark in this game. Got to think that he stands a good chance of reaching it with plenty of time left to go. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Riley Moss with that tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
The give here on second. He breaks the tackle, and he'll get him a handful on that run as we've reached the end of the first. We keep this stop, defense. back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Dolphin football as we begin. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
From the 18 on 2nd down. He's on the move. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He sends this one to the end zone. Yeah, this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down. So they send out the field goal units and try for 3 on this one. From the right hash, this is going to be a 51-yarder. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And the deficit stays at 7.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Giants with their offense back out there as Nick Chubb returns to the field. And the last time they had it, they ran it down the field on him. I'd expect some better resistance up front if they try that again. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes. That's to his back. Here's Rachaad White. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Mahomes. It's caught. Ferguson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
I can guarantee you that's going to be until the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheel.
And he hauls it in for the New York touchdown. The Giants take a 13-point lead. It's a Chris Godwin touchdown. Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants double their lead to 14. Now Boswell on to send this away. Has this at the 6. Returns looking good so far. Field flipping return as he brought it down on the opposite side of the 50.
Us quarterbacks, Kate, yeah, you'll hear us say things like our best friends are the blockers up front or the go-to receivers, but a returner who could give you a short field coming out just like that, well, he's someone maybe you take to dinner during the week as a thank you for that great field position.
He's going to push one deep down to the right. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Finds his man. It's Worthy. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Mariota. He's got it! And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. He's now up to 7 catches in this first half. Quite the pace that he set for himself. Let's see if he can keep this up and just how many catches he can haul in before this one's over. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Sermon has the Miami touchdown. The Dolphins make it a 1-score game in the first half. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That one right down the middle. And the Dolphins chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. 1st and 10. It's Mahomes. That's caught by Chris Olave. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back to throw, Mahomes. Ferguson there to bring it in. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Dolphins side of the field.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. This gets the 1st and more. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Another throw for Mahomes. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin on that play. And now it's second down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Bronk. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
The big play nets him 17 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident in the screen to get him enough yards for the first one it did. So long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
First down from the red zone. Ferguson's got it, complete. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up first and goal. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. It's the Giants looking at first and 5. Now it's Mahomes. Jump brings it in. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Leading 10 yards now as they line up at second and goal. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. He's got it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback.
And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Giants grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. He's into the end zone and already at 3 rushing scores before halftime, Brock. So they either got to find a way to keep him out, or he's going to run his way into the record books if they're not careful. Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants double their lead to 14. Now Boswell on to send this away. Returning it from the 4. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Dolphins and this running back headed back out for a new series. Offense ready to begin this drive, first and 10. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. He's going deep this time. That's complete inside the 35. Clock running, Dolphins will hurry to the line. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brought down by Reek Woolen. Miami calls a timeout here. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. Finds a big lane. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down. Back to the well again. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. And the Giants will be set up at the 20-yard line following that interception.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. He takes a knee, and that's going to run out the final couple seconds of half number one. That's going to bring us to the end of this first half of football with the Giants holding things down in East Rutherford. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the visitors who are out in front in the second quarter. Brock Purdy leading the way there. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Gabe Davis, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. A touchdown pass for Trevor Lawrence. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He was running with a purpose as he found the end zone 3 times in that first half. And that opposing defense had better come up with a scheme for slowing him down. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Now Boswell on to send this away. Starting from the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Dolphins returning their offense and this running back to the field. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Hauled in left side. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainers heading out to take a look. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. He'll get this one to Watkins. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Hauled in by Worthy, right side. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Giants side of the field. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Throwing is Mariota. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. The drive picks up here, first and 10. Back back-to-back carries here. And he'll go down here at the 16. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll be first down, Miami.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with first and goal.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
Sermon takes it in. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Giants back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And they have leaned on him to get this offense to the end zone in the game, and he's delivered. He's hit pay dirt 3 times. Part of a really nice game for him so far, Brock. Been returning good value on the looks that he's been getting. They're out and set. First and 10. Off play action. It's Mahomes. Gets this one to Watson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Here's 2nd and 11. Finds him on the crossing route. And they make the tackle at the 38. That play good for 17 and a first down. New set of downs for him at the 38.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Mahomes on first and 10. This is complete to Olave. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the gain, but boy, Brock, what a shot. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Chubb running out of the gun. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage. The trusty tight end.
Here's Chubb on 2nd down. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
It's now 3rd and 4.
Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. That's caught for the first. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First down throw, Mahomes. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. It's into the hands of Chubb. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
The Dolphins with an extra DB out there. Third down coming. Back to the air, Mahomes. Getting out to his left. And they will score. Touchdown, New York. The Giants push their lead further to start the half. Patrick Mahomes, the touchdown. Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Giants double their lead to 14. Now Boswell on to send this away. Return starts at the 3. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. This offense running out for a new series led by their running back. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building. Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down. Now Mariota. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Second and 10 now. Complete out to the right. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They're now set for first and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Buys time, rolling right. He just throws this one away.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, secondary, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be first down, Miami. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be second and 8. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the third quarter. It's Dolphins ball, and they're sort of in comeback mode. They trail to start the fourth. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Here's a give up the middle. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They push it forward for a yard. That brings up 3rd and 8. Back to throw, Mariota. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Quick throw finds about right. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. And this one won't get close. They make the stand and force that turnover on downs.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback? This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So the ball on the midfield stripe now after that big play. It's 1st and 10. Chubb on the give, headed left. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit. So after the play, we have the trainers headed out. Looks like a member of the Dolphins out there is in some discomfort. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Hauled in by Godwin. And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Again, Mahomes to throw. Quick slant complete. And that's a New York touchdown. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Return coming from the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's up to the 38. The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Now motion him out of the backfield. Back to throw. Mariota gets everything he has under there. He's got it inside the 25. And he'll take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins get it back to within 2 possessions. Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Dolphins get it back to a 14-point game. Still down a couple of scores after that. They're going to set up for the onside kick. And the Giants' hands team secures the football. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
1st and 10, it's Mahomes. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. And the Dolphins have some new life in the 4th.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
Here's Mariota now. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. They connect on the deep shot. Touchdown, Miami. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
They'll set up here for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Dolphins chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Dolphins 35.
A lot hinging on this onside effort now. They need to get it back, score, and kick the point after to tie this up. And the Giants' hands team secures the football. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line. Well, the good news is still a decent bit of time left. Maybe a little quick on the draw to dial up that onside kick.
Yeah, you know what happens, Kate, in these moments, right? We've been doing this for a while. Yeah. And you see my brain just going to overdrive, trying to peel back the layers as to why you would make that decision. And ultimately, I think it's because you don't trust your defense against this offense. That's a big risk to take. And now, unfortunately, you set this offense up for success.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. They'll give to Chubb on the option. And he's going to be bottled up after taking it down to the 43. Now a stoppage as they attend to an injured player, and that looks like Nick Chubb. Pretty important piece of that offense who was hurt on that play. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Give for the first time to Rashad White. Oh, he lost the football! And the Dolphins got it!
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
The Dolphins offense ready to go as they take the field. Well, Brock, it only took them one play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. On 1st down, they'll run. to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
From the 40 on 2nd down. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. So now they're going to have to figure out this 3rd down. Looking to throw. On the move, headed right. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Mariota. Called in by Worthy. And he drives it close to the red zone before going out. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock. And hey, there's still time he could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Have to pick up the pace offensively as they go hurry up. Looking to throw. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
Oh, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Oh, it's the screen. Pass complete. They hit for 16 yards on 4th down, and a drive we all thought had stalled out is going to carry on.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
It'll be a pickup of 4, and they'll snap 2nd and goal from the 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
He gets another shot here, and he gets in. Touchdown! The Dolphins now trailed by just a point in the 4th. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
That one splits the uprights, and the Dolphins tie this game up. The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Now here comes the New York offense. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. He Oh, baby, he gets rocked, and the ball is out. And the Dolphins got it. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Hand off to the back. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. He gets them half of what they needed, so after a 7-yard gain, it's 3rd and 7.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
To throw. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. He's got it inside the 10. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line. And that completion gets him up to 400 yards in the football game. No, it's a tough mark to reach, but one that every quarterback takes pride in being able to reach, or at least challenge every so often. They're all set up for the game winner. Let's see how they approach it, starting with this 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Now, after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal. This one's caught. And he gets back to the line, but no more. Timeout taken by the defense. Their 2nd. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Throwing now. He's got it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. The Giants are going to call their final timeout here. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. For the 2nd time today, they're going to run the kick team out for the field goal. This is a chip shot from the left hash. And that one is good. And they're going to take the lead inside the final minute.
You know what I love about that, Kate? He didn't shrink from the spotlight. He seized the moment, made it his own. And that kick might just win them this game.
The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Giants about to get to work on offense. And this drive would be a win if they can just hang on to the football, Brock, coming off those back-to-back turnovers. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Gets this one to Watson. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Setting up to pass. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Here he is to throw. And that one's cut along the left sideline. about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
So here's Chris Boswell in a high-pressure spot. From the left hash, this will be from 50. And it's on its way, and through! He hit it from deep. And in the final moments, they force overtime.
Overtime rested on his leg, Kate, and he got the job done. And now, well, if things go a specific way in OT, the next time we see him line up, it could be for the game winner.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense.
Delay of game.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Back to throw. Taking his shot, deep down the field it goes. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock. Pride connected with Xavier Worthy there. So now it's second and long. Now they send their back in motion right. He's trying another one deep. Big gain downfield. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. So as we go through this coin toss, Brock, I'm sure most of our fans know it, but this is something that can decide the game. If the team who gets it first scores a touchdown, the game is over. But if they only kick a field goal, their opponent gets it with a shot to win or tie. And if we play beyond those 2 possessions, the next score would then win. Now hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he was pushing for midfield there before they finally dragged him down at the 45. Offense returning to the field now for the Dolphins. And they fought hard, not just against their opponents on the field, Brock, but the tens of thousands of opponents in the stands. And it's led him to a chance to now silence everybody here in overtime. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense.
Offside. Defense.
And no surprise here, they declined the flag because the play got a first down, so they're going to happily let it stand.
That penalty is declined.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
A split second, all to keep the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll get this down to the 23-yard line before they stop him. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. They give it to him again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now it becomes a critical 3rd down.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Big gap up the middle. And finally, he's down at the 5-yard line. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal. Punches it in for the Miami touchdown. The Dolphins claim a 6-point lead. So it's a win for the visiting Dolphins. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory.
I can't believe what I'm watching.
This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Dolphins, your winners, as we say so long from New York.